Coming up, we'll be talking about Cinderella coming to Disney+, Aloha Rodeo, and also a brand new shark documentary. But before we get into any of that, make sure you do hit that subscribe button to keep up with the latest Disney Plus news. Hi everyone, it's Roger here from what's on DisneyPlus.com. It's Thursday, it's time to jump into some of today's big Disney Plus news. We've got quite a few stories that I want to kind of talk about today, including that Disney has officially announced that the 1997 movie Rodgers and Hammerstein Cinderella will be coming to Disney Plus everywhere on February the 12th. This has been one of the most requested movies since Disney Plus launched. Loads of people excited about this one. Been a really popular story on our Facebook group today about this one breaking. Also fits in quite nicely with Black History Month, with having this big hit coming in, because it had Brandy play Cinderella. You also had Whitney Houston as the fairy godmother. I'll be honest, I've not actually ever seen it, but I know a lot of people are really excited about it, and I kind of want to check it out. So let me know in the comments below if you are actually going to be checking out Cinderella when it arrives on Disney Plus on February the 12th. Moving on from there, let's now talk about a new experience that is available down in Melbourne from February the 23rd. To tie in with the release of Star on Disney Plus, where they're going to be bringing hundreds of movies and series from a number of different franchises, including 20th Century Studios, Searchlight, and also FX. So what they're going to be doing is they're going to be running a new outside cinema. They did this last year and it was a big success, so they're going to be bringing it back. And basically it's going to be taking place at the Melbourne Playgrounds, and from here every night there's going to be a movie shown off, covering a whole host of different movies. You've got like Die Hard, you're going to have Braveheart, you've got Titanic, a whole host of different movies being shown off. So if you're in the Melbourne area, definitely want to check it out. Tickets are around about $50 per car, so you can fit in as many people as you can, obviously with social distancing in place. You can also have food delivered to your car while you're in there using your app and stuff. So with no restrictions really in place down there right now, that means that they can kind of carry on with this. But keeping everybody in cars is a really nice way of keeping everyone safe, and obviously with the food being delivered, I know if they did something like that here, I'd be very up for it. But this kind of ties in again with the launch of Star, so that's why we're not really getting any Disney movies. That's why all the shows are going to be taking place at 8:30 at night, because they're more mature. Loads of great movies on the list, including The Devil Wears Prada, Speed, The Grand Budapest Hotel, The Martian, Armageddon. You've also got Jojo Rabbit, Alien, The Rock, Predator, Braveheart, Little Miss Sunshine. All of these movies are going to be part of Disney Plus when it launches on the 23rd of February. Lots to be excited about there if you're in Melbourne. Disney Plus has got into a little bit of problems with the government up in Iceland, where the Education Minister has sent a letter to Bob Chapek asking why none of the movies and series are available with an Icelandic either subtitles or dubs. There's nothing available there, which I would have assumed it was. Didn't even think that it wouldn't be. So they're kind of demanding that this kind of gets rectified. While a lot of people watch Disney Plus, and Netflix has got a massive amount of subscribers in Iceland for the amount of people there are there. And I'm not surprised. I know when I went to Iceland years ago in the middle of January, there was only a few hours of daylight, so it makes sense why they're streaming a lot. But I think this kind of definitely pulls into the idea of Disney maybe not doing enough internationally to kind of please fans. I know this is something else that's been brought to my attention today down in Brazil with Portuguese, because they kind of got Portuguese from Portugal, whereas the Brazilian version is a little bit different. And I'm really hoping that Disney kind of hear all this and see what's going on. I'm surprised they've got away with it, because if you're actually a local station in Iceland, you do actually have to have the subtitles available at least, because there's a big problem with Iceland children not kind of knowing the history and not maybe speaking as much Icelandic as they used to, because there's so much influence coming in from languages such as English and stuff. So definitely interesting how that one's going to work out. And I'm going to be honest, I do actually agree with the Iceland Education Minister that this content should be available, it should be there, and as much stuff, because apparently they've done the dubbing, it's all there for a lot of the movies, they've just not put it available, which I hope they do rectify pretty soon. Obviously Disney does have different languages and subtitles, but they've not got them on everything, and generally there's a lot of work to be done on it. And I've had a lot of people in the last year since Disney Plus launched asking for more subtitles in different languages and also dubbing and stuff. I mean, why they don't do it, I don't know. National Geographic has announced that they have acquired global distribution rights to the documentary Playing with Sharks. Now, the great thing with it being a worldwide rights. That means hopefully then we can see it on Disney Plus once it's either gone to cinemas or gone to National Geographic, whichever way they're going to do it. Eventually it will arrive on Disney Plus. I'm really excited with this. I love sharks. I've gone scuba diving with them a number of times. Can't wait to see how this one works out. The film documents the life of Australian icon, conservationist and filmmaker Valerie Taylor. As a young woman in Australia in the 1950s, Valerie Taylor buckled the status quo, becoming a champion spearfisher in a sport dominated by men. She soon traded in her spear for a camera documenting the undersea world as never before, with her husband Ron behind the camera and Valerie's willingness to get up close and personal with the creatures of the deep. The team quickly gained attention as world-class pioneering underwater filmmakers. The first ever to film with a great white underwater, their shark sequences ultimately became the inspiration for a new novel and soon-to-be blockbuster hit Jaws, where Valerie and Ron were brought on to shoot all the underwater live shark scenes for that film. The rest is history. Jaws went on to become a cultural phenomenon with smashing box office records around the world and changing the film industry forever. But Jaws did have some unforeseen circumstances, solidifying sharks in the collective mindset as an underwater monster to be feared and hunted. Valerie would then spend the rest of her life working to set the record straight, dispelling the fearsome misconceptions about the toothy predator and advocating for the protection and preservation of marine habitats such as the Great Barrier Reef. No release date for this has yet been announced. I'm really looking forward to this. I love watching shark documentaries. I have a real big deep passion for sharks. I just find them fascinating, so I'm really excited to see them picking this up. Can't wait to see it when it eventually arrives on a Disney Plus. And finally, we got some news of a brand new Disney Plus movie called Aloha Rodeo, which is all about the untold story of 3 Hawaiian cowboys who've travelled from Hawaii to Wyoming in 1908 to compete in the Frontiers Day Championship roping competition. What started off as a novelty quickly turned into a one-sided competition as they performed feats that the mainlanders had never seen before. The movie is based on a best-selling book. No more details really have been confirmed of when it might be arriving on Disney Plus. Really liking the idea of them doing this. The more stuff that they can do like this, the better. And I think Disney Plus is the perfect home for making these kind of like sport, live action movies, which generally don't perform as well at the box office, but do really well at home on Disney Plus. But let me know in the comments below if you are excited about Aloha Rodeo coming to Disney Plus, or any other things I've mentioned, such as Cinderella or the Playing with Sharks documentary. Love to hear your thoughts on all that down below. Thank you very much for watching this video. Make sure you go check us out over at whatsondisneyplus.com. Like, follow and subscribe. Also a huge thank you to all of our supporters over on Patreon and also on our YouTube channel memberships. And I shall see you guys in another video. Laters.